How you doing?
All right, good Friday morning. Today is Friday, September 23rd, first official day of fall as of last night about 9 o'clock. So welcome to Prime Incorporated. This is your Friday morning meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. The safety department is located in the Z building, which is the southernmost building on this main part of the campus. We're right on the ground level, center of the room, right next to the pillars. So if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to stop by. We never promise that we're going to have all the answers for you, but we do promise that we can find somebody underneath this building that can help you out. So we do this Friday morning meeting every Friday morning, 52 Friday mornings a year. Me and Steve here were looking at the schedule and we figured out we were going to be the only two people here on the day after Thanksgiving. So we'll be doing it then too. Every Friday morning at each of our locations, breakfast is free. So let's give our folks at each location a round of applause for serving all of these hungry truckers this morning. All right. We do also simulcast this meeting to all three of our locations. We are live here in Springfield, Missouri. We simulcast to our Pittston, Pennsylvania terminal and our Salt Lake City terminal, as well as live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for joining us virtually. If you would, just click the like or the subscribe, and you know, you'll get alerts on any time we do a live video or post any content. So great to have you guys here. So let's go east first and see who we got with us. I think we got Rick here for this morning. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
Doing fantastic. I see you got an excellent crowd this morning. What's going on in Pittston?
You know, we do have a great crowd, and it's not surprising. I mean, these guys are a great bunch of group. We had like almost 30 in class this week between Monday and Wednesday, and they're a lively bunch. It's what we need.
Well, good deal. So, you know, we're a little bit further south toward the equator than you guys are. We talk about the first day of fall today, you know, so that means you guys are probably on alert here coming up. Any time now, you're going to have some weather situations, right?
We are not going to get out of the 50s today. It's a little chilly here. It was 40 degrees when I left my house. And for the next 2 weeks, we're not getting out of the 60s. So, yeah, it's here.
Well, good deal. So I think you're going to be down here soon, so you don't have to pack that parka quite yet.
Yeah, it's not even in the closet yet. So, yeah, we're good. We're good.
Well, good. As always, Rick, we're looking forward to having you down, looking forward to the fellowship, looking forward to making fun of you about something a little bit, but always good to have you here with us, as well as when we come to visit you there in Pittston. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Hey, you know, I don't want to point anybody out, but you know, these guys are so excited here. I got one guy sitting next to me. He's got a notepad out and he's taking notes for the safety meeting.
That's excellent. That's what I like to hear. Good job. So, yeah, if he has any questions, don't hesitate to get him on.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Let's go west. Salt Lake City, Troy. Make some noise.
Good morning. Good morning from Salt Lake City.
Good morning from Salt Lake City.
How you doing? I'm here with my family on the stage here, so just wanted to say good morning from Salt Lake.
Yeah,
Missouri. Boy, you guys are always live and ready to go. I see you got a little bit of the fall foliage behind you, getting ready for the season. So, but you know,
yeah,
similar to out east, you guys are going to have some volatile weather. You know, it may be 105 degrees tomorrow, and then it'll be snow on the ground later on that day. So what do you guys got going on?
Fall hit this morning. It was like 45 degrees. It was beautiful. It's going to be, you know, in the 80s today. So it's nice. Utah's always perfect, guys. Always perfect in Utah. We're happy to be here. It's a beautiful day. We got our fall stuff going on. So we're happy.
Well, good deal. Now, I don't see anybody else there with you. Are you there by yourself, or what's the situation?
Ben's here. This is Ben. Hi. Say hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Everybody else is off camera. They're shy, right? You're shy. See, we're here.
I'm still going to claim you pump in that noise and that you are there. You and Ben are there by yourself. But I'll take
I have a
your word for
button
it.
that I push. Yeah.
My
man.
buddy Tyler Patrick. Well, there you go. You've got somebody that's about to trip over you right there. So you're good to go.
Yes. See, we're here. Tyler's here.
All
He's
right.
sitting down. He's already eating back there. So
There you go. Breakfast is free. Make sure you tell those folks over there in the cafe, thank you for what they do. They have a tough job feeding all you hungry trucking folks. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
will do. Thank you, sir.
All right. Right back here to Springfield, Missouri. Good morning, everybody. Not quite as alive as our friends in Salt Lake City, but a great crowd nonetheless. So, I see a few neon vests, so I want to take this opportunity to ask our new drivers at each of our locations to stand and give us an opportunity to properly greet you and welcome you to the family. Come on. Come on, stand on up. And there you go. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. We are so glad that you're here. You are the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. We did a lot of homework on each and every one of you to make sure that you fit the mold to be a part of this family, and vice versa. We know that a lot of you left some professions. You left home with this dream and opportunity. You had other opportunities because I'm sure tons of other trucking companies, because you're the cream of the crop, were reaching out to you, wanting you to be a part of their team, but you chose us, and we appreciate that. We're never going to promise to be a perfect trucking company, but one of the reasons that we do this meeting is because of that. We know we're not perfect. We want your feedback, we want your insight, and we want to converse with you as much as we can to try to remedy any of the problems that we have. So, and of course, we've got a ton of I won't call them old folks, but veterans here with us, and I'll just say to you, welcome home. We're glad you're here at one of our terminals to spend some time with us today. Hopefully we're going to get you dispatched out of here running some freight, because that's what pays our paychecks, right, Steve?
It does. How are you, Dennis?
Doing great. Good morning.
Good morning, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. I want to add my thanks for our new folks here, and also for our drivers, our seasoned drivers, and for the new folks. You're entering a very, what I would call, honorable profession. I've been in trucking most of my life. It's an honorable profession. I think the American public saw that here recently during COVID, and who they really depended on. They didn't want to go to work, but they sure wanted to be able to go get their groceries and their pharmaceuticals and their clothing and their building supplies and everything. And really, it takes the truckers to do that. So I'm always proud to call myself a trucker. I can tell you it's a challenging profession. It can be dangerous. We get you the best training we possibly can, the best equipment, the best support. But at the end of the day, it's going to depend on each and every one of you in that seat to be doing the right thing all the time out there. That's why we're called professional truckers, because we are professionals out there. As you go through your training, listen to your instructors, listen to your trainers, but don't be afraid to ask questions, to push back, to say, I don't understand that, or why aren't we doing it this way? But remember, those instructors and those trainers, they've done it. They've been down this road. They know what they're doing, and listen to them. And I think we will get you through this successfully. And it probably wasn't necessarily your intention, but you're actually joining the training program, what I think is probably the best time of the year to do it, because you're going to get your CDL, you're going to start getting comfortable behind the wheel, and then you're going to be out there in the TNT phase, and we know what's coming. Winter's coming. And that's the best time to be doing your training, is in the winter out there, because winter is challenging. It's challenging for all of us, but it's more challenging for our operators out there. And we're going to talk about winter driving here in just a minute and kind of how we look at it. But I can tell you, nothing is more important than you being safe out there and making sure we're protecting the motoring public. They're depending on us for our deliveries, and they're also depending on us to be safe out there. So yesterday I was overhearing Dennis. He was talking to the fleet managers. We have a weekly call now. It used to be a meeting. We used to have a call. We have a call now with them. And Dennis's topic for this week was kind of, way to approach winter with drivers, both new drivers and seasoned drivers. So Dennis, you kind of want to go over some of those points and what our philosophy is here at Prime on wintertime and when do I drive, when do I park it?
Absolutely. So, there's two seasons in trucking. There's construction season, which we're coming to the precipice of, and now you're going to be going into winter. So construction and winter, neither one of those are probably the best driving conditions. But as we go into winter, and keep in mind, when we have these meetings and we have these, we're live on Facebook, we've got customers watching, we've got other companies watching. Some of you guys that were new to the trucking industry may have used this as a little bit of your research, so this is not something that we keep a secret. The coaching to the fleet managers and to our drivers is when you start that winter trip planning, there's a winter system coming along. We talked to Ricky up in Piston that they're probably going to have some snow within the next month or so. The coaching that we want our fleet managers to give to you, the driver, is first thing we want you to consider is not driving. Crazy for a trucking company to say that, right? But the rationale behind that is winter storms or any kind of storm, they don't go to stay. They don't stay to go, or whatever the case may be. They come, and then a few hours later they move on. So where we find ourselves in trouble is when we try to battle that storm, in the belly of the storm. It's no point in doing it. If we just take a few more hours, whether it's 2, 3, 4 more hours, or even another 10-hour break, as long as we're communicating with our fleet managers, which they'll pass that information on to the appropriate folks to get to the customer, we'll be okay. That gives that local jurisdiction enough time to deploy their snow plows for them to treat the roads. It lets Mother Nature to pass and takes its course. It lets all those other folks that are in a hurry to get to where they're going to kind of knock all that stuff off the road. So 4, 5, 6 hours later, you get on the road to drive as a driver. The road conditions are a complete 180 than what they were just a few hours ago. The peril is, I won't say essentially gone, but it's a completely different driving situation if we just wait a few hours, okay? The key part that I said there is, one, make sure you're communicating with your fleet manager. Fleet managers and customers, and even you. Nobody likes surprises in the trucking industry. So just let us know what your mindset is. For you newer drivers, don't risk it. There's no point. There's no trophy at the end. We don't have any customers that are going to pay us a little bit extra for battling the weather. But they don't want their product, whether it's meat or orange juice or whatever the case may be, sprawled over at the side of somebody's interstate. Even if they have to take it a few hours later than what they did, I promise you it'll be okay. The communication is the key. You'll hear this probably at basically every meeting for the next couple months, that you are the captain of the ship, which means no matter what the driving conditions are, if you don't feel safe operating, let us know and we'll deal with it. Now, I'm not going to tell you that we're going to be jumping up and down happy, but what we are happy about is that you had the cognizance to make that decision and that you care about your safety and the safety of the motoring public.
Thank you, Dennis. And, please take that to heart. We mean it. Robert's not here today, but if you were to ask Robert, can I shut down if the weather, I don't feel safe? Absolutely. And that's the key. And where we do get into trouble, it's because we probably go a little too far. Be in front of it. Make that decision that I'm going to shut down. I'm going to take Dennis's advice. I'm going to wait till the weather clears out. We're going to talk about it all fall. We're going to make this our best winter yet. So I'm going to do one more thing on winter driving because I got a couple of flashlights that our good friends at Solera gave us. Solera is the owner of Omnitrax. So what do you think? And just yell out. Now, first one I hear that gets it right, I'll give you this nice little flashlight here. It's going to be kind of a trick question, 1, 2, and 3. So number 1, what do you think the number 1 reason for accidents is in bad weather? Going too fast. Heard it right there, Bill, if you don't mind. Thank you. Going too fast. So here's where it gets a little tricky. What do you think the second reason is? Speed. Exactly. They're doing a lot. I think they must have listened last week, Bill. Speed. And all right, this is going to get pretty easy now. What do you think the third reason is? Speed. There we go. Over behind you, Sean. Thank you. That's what it comes down to. It's speed, speed, speed. And we have countless videos that fortunately normally come from a drive cam or a dash cam in one of our trucks where someone goes whipping by us in the left lane only to wipe out a mile down the road. Don't be that guy. Don't be that woman. Slow it down when you're out there. Protect yourself. Protect the motoring public. We're going to talk about winter driving all year. So that's enough on that topic, I think. So please take it to heart.
Like you said, we're going to talk about it all winter, so that's just the first part. But we do want to talk about the inspections that we had this week. A big week of inspections, 177 total inspections, 123 clean. That's a big number. Clocked in at 69%. We were just 1 percentage point off of that elusive 70%. But, 69% is not bad at all. Industry average is floating about 35%. So you guys are almost doing twice as good as your peers out there on the road. Give yourselves a round of applause. As we celebrate that accomplishment, in true prime culture fashion, we got to talk about some of the things that we can do better out here on the road, especially as we come into winter time. One of the things we saw a little bit more frequently, two things: speed, and Steve talked about that here, so we won't kick that horse down the road. But another one we saw pop up, a lot of seatbelts this week. Folks are either just plain not wearing their seatbelt, or they kind of, got it tucked under that left arm because it may be irritating your shoulder or neck area, or whatever the case may be. That bright orange seatbelt in your truck, I promise you that state trooper can see it if it's tucked under your shirt, even if you have on an orange shirt. So it's important that you get back to the basics. Make sure that you are wearing your seatbelt. Make sure that you're not distracted while you're driving down the road. Make sure you're driving the appropriate speed for the conditions. And of course, this is what I talk about all the time, but make sure you alleviate those distractions in the cab. I looked at some pictures of some setups that some of you guys have there. It looks like a NASA space station. You got a GPS, a Qualcomm, the second GPS, some type of NASA computer. I don't know what you guys got in your truck these days, but all these things really just take your focus away from what we should be doing, and that's focusing on the traffic going on around us, keeping our head on the swivel, and making sure that we're looking ahead in traffic. These are the important things as we talk about operating safely. These are the important things as we talk about passing these inspections.
I think those are all great points, Dennis. Thank you. And I want to talk about one more thing. We've got some really great speakers today, but this does come up from time to time. So I got some Starbucks gift cards here from our friends at Starbucks, and it's only going to be one question. And the question is going to be, what's the worst thing you could do? So I got to give you the scenario now. Let's say you come to an intersection and you think you're going to be able to go through, but for whatever reason, you stop it. You can't make it. Maybe you're right at the line, maybe a little bit across the line, but that's okay. But there's another big truck over here, and he's going to cross in front of you and make a left turn. So it's going to be kind of tight there. You want to help him out, but what's the worst thing that you can do right now? Back up. And everyone got it. So I'll tell you, we got a lot of Starbucks gift cards here. So come on up after the meeting. Back up. It's just the natural thing to do to help out your fellow trucker out there. You look in your mirrors, you don't see anything, but we know why you don't see anything, because that car is right behind you. And it kind of goes against what you're thinking, but don't back up. Don't back up, because invariably there's going to be a vehicle behind you, and it's not their fault that they're behind us. It's going to be our fault for backing up. So great answer. I appreciate you all chiming in on that. What do we got, Dennis?
Who's first speaker today?
I think we got Heather, don't we?
We got Heather.
And I love Heather.
She's awesome, isn't she?
She is.
And she loves coming here on Friday mornings and speaking at these meetings. Public speaking is one of her favorite things.
It is. I'll say something, then I'll give Heather my mic, and then we'll bring John Harden up too. Prime was one of the first companies to move forward with really taking a look at one of the major issues that impacts not just truckers, but athletes and just people across the board. And that's sleep apnea, or having difficulty sleeping for various reasons. And, we partnered up with a company that kind of got the program going, and it went a little bit sideways there for one reason or another. But what that did get us, that got us Heather and Cardinal Sleep. And how long's Cardinal Sleep been in existence now? 7.5 years. And, we are so fortunate to have Heather here. Sometimes people, they don't agree with what they're hearing from the doctor. But if anyone can explain why it's important that we do monitor sleep, why we do give sleep tests to people, and we hope you're negative, we really do. But if you're not, that's where Heather and her team come in. So I'm going to stop talking. I know you got some things you want to go over, and we're glad you're here, Heather.
Thank you. Good morning. I am going to talk to you guys about some uploading. If you are already on CPAP to treat your obstructive sleep apnea, I know John's going to give me some questions and I'll field those. I also have Amber in Salt Lake City. She manages the Salt Lake City lab, and I know she's going to go over her hours, the services we provide out there, and getting you assistance if you're out there in Salt Lake City. So I'll let her touch on that when we're done. I do have, so I don't forget, I have some items for everybody, some bags and some pens and some information about sleep apnea and some cards. So after the meeting's over, you can come and get those, and I will stay here as well, and Amber will too, to field any questions or anything that we can help with.
Hey, good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
So you and I work together on getting the report out to all the fleet managers to make sure everybody's compliant, make sure that we're good to roll down the road, make sure that we're being safe and using our CPAP machine. So here recently, we've noticed there's been a lot of data that maybe not be coming through on certain types of machines. So just to answer to everybody, the residents specifically,
Okay.
what days should they send in their uploads? What's the best day to send that information in so you have that data?
Monday mornings are the best day to send it in. I'm going to work on the report on Monday. Tuesday it'll be finalized. So on Mondays are the best days to send in your information. If you're having trouble with it, give us a call on Monday. We are happy to help in any way that we can. So definitely Monday are the days that you want to do your upload or send your information in. And like I said, if you're having trouble, give us a call, because we want to do it on Monday so that when the fleet managers get the report, they don't have to call as well, and then you do it, and we could save that step.
Perfect, thank you. Now, what if I don't have signal to send in my upload to you? What can I do?
If you don't have signal and you're on a resident machine, which is the newest devices that are out there, we have a couple of fixes for that. One of them is on your information screen on your resident machine, you can go to the information settings, click that, and it's going to have 6 dated pictures of the hours of usage. So those are going to have dates on them. If you can just click a picture of those and send them to an email, charts@cardinalsleep.net, then Mondays are, again, the best day to do that. If you send that, that's another way that we can get your data. There's also going to be, this is a new company to the United States. They've been around for a long time in Europe and other countries, but they're new to the United States because we got in a serious shortage situation last year with COVID and a recall. So the resident machines are new, but they are changing their software all the time to try to accommodate the United States. And one thing they've done is they've added a setting that we can add to the machines. Everybody that's going out with a machine now, we're turning that setting on. But if you are on a resident and you were previously dispensed, we need you to stop in at the lab when you are in Salt Lake City or in Springfield. Even if you are not having any issues, stop in. We can turn this setting on, and that is another way that we can get data. So there should be no reason that you can provide us data on Monday. So again, if you are in Salt Lake City or Springfield, definitely bring your resident machine in, even if you're not having any trouble, and we'll get that setting turned on. And that'll be another way that you can get your information to us.
Perfect. Now, how long will it take if I'm out there and I don't have a lot of time on my load and I'm stopping and I'm going through Springfield or Salt Lake City? How long will that take for you to do that?
Less than 2 minutes. Bring your machine in.
There you go. So no excuses, right?
Yeah.
So if you're coming through a terminal and you're on a resident machine, please have Heather update that setting. And now we're also, we're going to do a little conversation with the fleet managers. We're talking about sending Heather up to Pittston as well here in the near future to do this. We know we have a Northeast regional fleet. We have a lot of freight in that marketplace. So Heather, we don't know a date yet, but we're probably going to get up there with the ability to turn these machines, that that feature on it, and then
Yes.
also some restock material as well. So
Yes. So again, I'll be coming to Pittston. We'll get a date set for you. Hopefully by next week, we'll have a good solid date and we'll get those settings fixed for those machines. And also I'm going to be bringing a lot of resupply. I know that in Pittston, it's very hard, even though we ship, sometimes you don't know where you're going to be and where you need it shipped. So I'll be bringing a lot of that with me. If you have specific things you want, I can order them and get them in before I come up there. If you know you're going to need, certain things, just call me and I'll make sure that we have everything that we need on hand when we get there.
perfect. Now, you said you have somebody in Salt Lake City right now, correct?
I do. I have Amber in Salt Lake City.
Do we think we
And-
could pry the microphone out of
Yeah.
Troy's hand maybe?
Yeah.
to
She
let her
might have to
speak for a
wrestle
second?
Troy. Good morning, Amber.
Good morning.
Okay, we're going to let you tell them your hours of service and everything that we provide out there and the assistance that you can provide. So I'll let her take the mic.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm Amber McLean. I'm here in Salt Lake City with Cardinal Sleep. And we just wanted to let you guys know that we are here Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. And what? Yes. Thank you. We are here Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. And our services that we provide are that we do sleep studies, we do all the resupply, we have all the supplies here in house, and also physician consultations we can do now. So we will do that via telemedicine. So you could just come up and we could get you scheduled for those pretty much any day. So we also have bags and pens that we're giving out here in Salt Lake as well as Springfield. So we want to give you guys those. If you want them, you could come grab them after.
All right, thank you very much. So one other question, whenever I swing through here, I get my machine updated. Is that something that I just leave it, I'm done? Or is that something I have to give to you weekly as far as there's a number that you can now identify, or
Yeah,
how
so
does that work
once,
exactly?
once we update that setting, what it provides to us is just a setting on your machine where you can go and it will give you a number. There are some other brands that work like this. So you would go to that setting, you would give us that number, you can email us that number, you can call that number, but that number allows us to put it into our software and then we can pull your compliance up. So if that's easier than, taking pictures, if you're having trouble uploading, then we have that option as well. So there's really no reason that we can't get your data. It may take an extra minute or so, but we can definitely get your data. And we want to do that. We want to help you. We want to make sure that you know where you're at, you know what your compliance is. And so we want to make sure that everybody's on that page.
All right, perfect. Does anybody have any questions for Heather while she's up here?
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
On that button that you were talking about, do we activate it in the truck, or once you put it on our machine, does it activate itself?
We put it on your machine and it's activated. So then if you have trouble uploading, you don't want to do the pictures, you're going to have another way that you can get that data to us. And that would just be by looking at that number and giving us that number, and then we can put it into the software and get your
Call you, give
compliance.
you that number.
You could call us or you could email it. But it is a little easier sometimes for people than the last 7 or the last 6 days of dated pictures, because they just give us the number. So either way, and I know you like to send those pictures, but that's okay. You can still do that.
Heather, one more over here. Jeremy Higgins wants to know if you'll help people get the Inspire system if they can't sleep with a CPAP.
The Inspire system is very, very new. In this forum, it's going to work a little bit differently. I have a lot of information on it. I actually went to an in-service on it to hear all about it. The physicians that we work with are working with that. It's expensive if you don't have insurance that will cover it. There's a lot more information I can tell you about it and see if it's something for you. It has really specific qualifications, but I will definitely be happy to talk to anybody over the phone or after the meeting in person.
Okay, great. So one thing I'm going to throw in here as a former fleet manager, hopefully on behalf of all of our fleet managers, as well as our customers, we've got Tropicana here this morning. So holidays are coming up, right? There's nothing more frustrating as a fleet manager for somebody to go home, forget to use their CPAP, they're non-compliant, they want to come back out of the house, you've been home for a week maybe, I need to come out, I need to make money. And then what happens? You're not able to. So please, as the holidays approach, keep that in mind. Make sure you're using your CPAP. We need to service these fine customers that we have, and capacity is really tight around the holidays every year. So just keep that in mind and make that of importance to you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Heather.
Well, I was going to say something I can add to that is don't forget it's about your health. So use it at home, use it every time you go to sleep. It's first and foremost about your health. And I have a handout that kind of tells you what happens if you don't treat it. So just don't forget that part. But
All right.
thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Heather. You did an awesome job. So, every week is Driver Appreciation Week here at Prime. Last week was kind of the big official deal, so if you're just looking for some swag, some stuff, Cardinal Sleep had some pins, some bags. We got, as Steve said, some caps from Solera, and we got some pretty cool tumblers from them too. These were pretty popular last week. So if you're interested in picking one up, stop by after the meeting. Just grab them as you can. We're trying to make sure that we get those in the hands of every driver we can. So
Perfect. You ready to bring our next speaker up?
Sure. Let's get the next speaker up. We've got, our probably the most popular group that comes up here is our leasing department, and they're going to come up here this week and talk about kind of everything leasing related. We've got Dana that stepped up is going to talk, and we got Haley that's going to come and talk as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Hello. Hi, Prime family. Good to see you all. Hello. My name is Haley.
I'm Dana.
We are just going to talk really quickly about getting on the Success Leasing list in order to get a truck. I know there's some confusion with that. So technically there's two different lists. There's a truck availability list that your dispatcher is actually going to be in charge of and handle getting you on that list. This list is when you are upgrading, you're still on your driver's truck. This helps us manage how many drivers are coming in compared to how many trucks we have. With that being said, there still is always going to be a little bit of a wait, but we try to streamline that and make it better for everybody. So on the truck availability list, you'll get on that one first while you're still out over the road. This will allow you to continue to make money and be on your trainer's truck. Once it's your time to upgrade, your dispatcher will have you come in. You'll do your upgrade process. Once you are finished with your upgrade, you will actually then get a link from orientation. They'll send that to you once you're completed. You'll fill out that link, and that will then get you on Success Leasing list from there. So you can also see where you are on the list on our website, successleasing.com, and it'll tell you exactly where you're at.
Just keep aware, we've got more drivers waiting than we can show on that list online.
Yeah, true.
So it does take about 48 hours once you check in to actually see your name on that list. And then once you check in as well, from that date, after 48 hours, you'll start getting paid layover pay, which is $128 a day. And that does stop once we get you a truck. And so that gets paid out to you on typically your first or second settlement. We can't pay it until you have a truck, you've signed your contract, and we pay it to that truck. You can always email
update@priming.com.
Is it update?
No, that's mine. It's drivers waiting. Drivers.
Sorry.
What is it, Leslie? Drivers waiting. This is Leslie's wheelhouse, but we're chatting for her. It's drivers waiting at priming.com. You can email that, and then we'll reply back with what number you are on the list. So there is always, a little bit of a wait to get on a truck, but now that there's two different lists, this helps streamline it so we don't have, tons of people sitting here waiting for trucks.
And that driver's wait list is on our website, successleasing.com. Right on the home screen, it says driver's wait list. Just click on it and it'll show your driver code and what number you are.
Yeah. Also, we'll be here next week. We have a very exciting, fun thing to say. Good news is coming in the leasing department. So stay tuned. Watch online next week. Come in. It's going to be a good one. Do you guys have any questions for leasing? Yes, sir.
Oh, everyone does.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Let's watch next week. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, special order. Are we able to special order Peterbilt yet or not?
So right now, we've already filled our slots for Peterbilt through the year. So we'll be able to start ordering for next year soon, but not right now.
Over here.
Oh.
Hi, so I just got my truck, and where would I go pick up the black book with all of the important documents?
At the permit department at the plaza.
Driver's
Over at the
lineup
plaza?
area.
Driver's lineup. Okay, thank you.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. Have a great day,
Happy
guys.
Friday.
Thanks for everything you do.
All right, great job, ladies. Hopefully we'll get the opportunity to see you next week. All right. What do we got next, John?
Next, we have Sean Riker from our payroll department.
Dynamite introduction.
Yeah, that was riveting. Thank you, sir. So my name's Sean Riker. I work in driver payroll. I will mention I spent 10 years before this in permits and had a driver ask about the permit book. I would tell you guys, look in your truck first, make sure it's not in there. Because if you go into the permit department in the new plaza building by lineup, they're going to look for it in their wall. If it's not there, they're going to send you back and make sure it's not hidden somewhere in there. So save yourself a trip, possibly look everywhere in there. If it is in your truck, take it into them. They'll update it for you guys on there. So shouldn't take them too long. So I've been up here a couple of times recently talking to you guys about lumpers and kind of the progression of paying lumpers. And it's kind of the theme of a couple of things we're going to talk about today. So I want to hit on that for just a second. I don't have my slides or anything else, but if you're at Capstone, Road Sync, or U-Chain location, you can use your Comdata card to pay there. So what you would do, you wouldn't get an advanced rate fleet manager. The money's sitting there up to $800, just available on your card, just like when you fuel or things like that. So no advance. They'll give you a text message. You'll choose fuel card, and then you'll choose Comdata. And then they'll ask you for your card information, things like that. So it's pretty straightforward as long as you remember the key that you're looking for is fuel card and then Comdata on there. So makes it easy at the end of it. I do want to remind you guys, there's an email address that you guys put in there to get the receipt for it. Get that receipt emailed to you. In the future, we'll have it to where it comes straight to us, but we're not there quite yet on it. So Capstone, Road Sync, U-Chain locations, you can use your card at. So if you have any questions about it, like I said, I don't have my slides, but I'm willing to cover it with you guys. Meet me afterward over here if you want to, or I sit in the lower level of the Z building in the back left corner if you guys have any question about that part. So talking about the progression of that, we went to the on-road card probably 3 years ago or so. And ever since then, I've had a lot of people ask me, when are we going to move to a chip card? Because your current card doesn't have a chip in it. So just kind of give you guys an update. We're going to start testing that the next few weeks. There's a lot of programming that has to happen on the back end for Comdata and for Prime. So kind of looking at getting that going. We'll test it with a few drivers. I think everything will work fine. I don't anticipate many problems with it. But then at that point, whenever we actually roll it out, I'll let everybody know that. You will not have to come in and get a new card, but it's available. If you're somewhere you want a chip card, at that point, you'd be able to grab it. But like I said, it's going to be a few weeks down the road. I just want to hit on that because people ask me that question quite a bit about when we're going to move to it. So it's in works on that side. So we talked about the progression of the on-road card to a chip card. Now, this is somewhat irrelevant to that piece of it, but I'll bring Tara up from Comdata. And so she's going to talk to you guys about a progression. Whenever we moved to the on-road card, we had to move away from the Fleet Advance app to the on-road app. Well, now they kind of have a next generation of that I'm going to let her talk to you guys about. So Tara, it's yours.
Good morning, everyone. It's okay to applause. My name's Tara. Go ahead. Hey, all right, good. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. We're going to talk quickly about the Driven app. It's a new app that we have. You had been asking for updates, improvements, and all those things that we're trying to implement. And the on-road app just couldn't quite get to where we needed it to be. So we have a new and improved app. Who here likes change? I see one hand, two hands maybe. Okay, so it is a change, but it's not that much different from the on-road app. I'm going to show you some screens so that you can be familiar with what I'm talking about. It's not completely different. There's not a brand new learning curve. It has a lot of the features that the on-road app already has. Who here and in the other locations use the on-road app? Show of hands. Whoa, we got to fix that. Okay. The on-road app and the Driven app that we're going to will let you track your purchases that you're making off of the personal side of your card. It also will help you keep your card more secure because you'll be able to see what's going on your card in almost real time to show. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead and go on to what the Driven app is. And it just says Comdata is excited to announce the launch of the Driven app, new mobile app. It's going to replace the On-Road app and the ComCheck mobile apps. Does anybody have a spouse, a child, anybody that uses the ComCheck mobile app? Some hands, not a lot. Okay. They will be going to the Driven app as well. So you'll want to listen to how to do that transition here. All right, go to the next slide. Thank you. Okay. A lot of you that are using the On-Road app may have seen this screen pop up. Okay, this is to push you to the Driven app because it's ready to go. It's ready to move into the Driven. So if you open your On-Road app and you see this screen, then you know that you're being told that you need to go to the Driven app, and it's okay. You can click right at the bottom, download the Driven app. If you are not ready to move to the Driven app because you need to change your email because you have zero idea what email you set the app up on, and you need to change your email so that you can do a forgot password or forgot login, then we're going to go to the next screen. If you have your On-Road app, you know your email, you've used the same email forever and ever and ever, you're going to do that. If you know your email, click Download Driven, and then you're going to go to slide 7. So for those of you that are terribly organized and you know your password and you know your login ID, you can go get coffee, refill your coffee, take a power nap. These next few slides are not for you. They're for the people that have maybe forgotten their email address or forgotten their login ID. So we'll go to the next one, which is how to fix your email so that you have your most recent email. What's that? Yep, you got it. Yep. So if you go to the next page, learn more, you'll see this page that says additional details about the Driven app, and then you can click continue to the Comdata On-Road, really little at the bottom. You click on that, and we're going to update your email. Go ahead, Brian. This is what it looks like. You guys are familiar with the On-Road app. You hit login. Next slide. All right, down in the corner, there's a button that says more. More is going to take you to your profile personal information. So we click more, choose profile, because that's about me. I want to change my email address. And then I do update email address. It's that easy. Not hard, pretty intuitive. You know what, you just have to remember to click more and then change your email. Okay. Once your email is changed, you can now, the next time you open your app, you can do the download Driven button because you have your email updated. Everybody with me? Still awake? All right. Those of you that went and got coffee and took a power nap, we're back to your part. So we'll go to the next slide. Here we go. This is what Driven looks like. You'll see the icon. That's what it looks like in the Play stores when you go in and download it. It's just got the deal, say Driven for Comdata, and you'll choose log in. Please note, do not choose sign up. Sign up is for only new users. For all of those that didn't raise your hand when I said who's using the On-Road app, you're going to use sign up. But if you have ever been in a ComCheck mobile app, if you have ever been on the On-Road app, choose login. So many people call me or I get messages that it shows duplicate error or this card not allowed, already registered. Those because they've chosen sign up. You are just logging in. So new users, your sign up. If you've been on the app, it's login. Next screen. Okay. Your username is a name that you chose when you initially set up the On-Road app or the ComCheck mobile app. It is your user ID. We did not assign it. It does not default to your email address. It is something you chose. Password is something you chose. Now here's the trick. If you cannot remember that because you have 1,500 emails and passwords and IDs, and if you're anything like me, you can't remember them all and you try to write them down and you just don't know. You're going to go to the very bottom of the screen and you're going to do forgot username. It will pop up your email address. This is why we did the email address update earlier, because you have to use the email address that you originally set the app up with, unless you just changed it on those directions we went through. So you choose forgot username. It'll email you. It'll give you your username. Come back, put in your username, Then you can do forgot password. It'll send you a reset password link to your email so that you can reset your password. Write them down because you will forget if you're anything like me. So, okay, that's the trick to get in if you can't remember it. If you try on this screen more than 3 times with the wrong information, you will be locked out for 24 hours. I cannot reset that lockout. You're just locked out. So if you're not sure, use those 2 items at the bottom. They will help you get into the app. All right. Where do we go next? Okay. And this is a screen, looks a lot like On-Road, not a whole lot of difference, except that you can add up to 3 cards. One of the items that drivers were asking for is that I want to use more than 1 card in my app. I want to have a wallet. So right now you can do up at the top, add new card. You can do up to 3 cards that you can toggle between and find information on. So that's a nice feature. You can do check your express code balance. So if you have an express code and you're wondering, hey, is there $1 left on that? Is there $1,500 left on that? I don't know. You can go to the check your express code balance. And then you can check, let's see what else, select the card, click activity. You can drill down into the activity, see more of your transactions. Really pretty easy and pretty intuitive on the titles here. And one of the things that you will miss that I missed when I was learning the app, do you see those initials way up in the corner that say JD? Can you guys see that far? Yeah, that's going to be your initials. That's your profile now. It doesn't seem like a link maybe you're going to click on, but if you click on that, you can access your account settings. You can reset your password. You can update your email. You can update your address. You can add your banking account. You can do your deposit information. So just remember, behind your initials is the door to get into all things that are your settings. That's important. Okay, next slide. Here we go. If we do transfer, a lot of drivers use this feature. It's how you can move money on and off your card because people want to know what that is. So you just go to transfer. It was the icon down in the bottom, and then you can pick bank transfer. P2P is peer-to-peer. You can send another driver if you have remember that username I was talking about? Don't pick an embarrassing username because you might have to share it with other people. So that's peer-to-peer, and you can send money instantly to someone else. Maybe they're buying you lunch because you didn't have your stuff with you. You can shoot them peer-to-peer money immediately. And then there's create a comm check. You do not have to call into the 800 number to register a check. Please use this app. It is much, much easier. It's it's quicker. Okay, so you can do create a comm check. You can also do an express code. You can take your express code and it can be downloaded directly onto the cash side of your card so that you can turn it into cash instead of an express code. Does all of that make sense? Can I get a head nod if we're doing, okay. All right, you guys, if I can stand up here and present to the entire Prime family about this app on only 1 cup of coffee, I know you guys can download this app. I know you can. It's not hard. It's really easy to get to. It's really easy to log in. Do I have any more screens, Brian? Oh, I'm not going to read all these. You guys, the Driven app really will help you manage your money. You can go in and keep track. Some drivers will use the Driven app and their card for all things business related so that they can track for tax purposes. So they can track what they're spending and get an idea, wow, I'm spending that much money on eating out, or whatever it is, whatever your vice is, there you can track it and see your transactions. So that's the Driven app. It's easy to download. If you guys have trouble, there's a help desk here on the slide. We'll get that out to you. I'm able to help you. If you've called the 800 number, you've called your fuel desk, you're still having trouble, then they will send you to me and I will walk you through it. Okay, do we have any questions about the Driven app? Wow, okay. All right, so if you need help with the download or you need help getting into your app, come see me. I'm over here. I can help you if you've had problems before. Come over and see me. That's all I have. Thanks, guys. Have a good
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Tara. You know, she gave a lot of information about her app. I just want to give a plug in for our app, the Prime mobile app. I think it's the most useful tool that you as a driver on the road will have. There's old days of, standing in line, waiting to get things scanned into the truck stop are gone. You can literally have your bill scanned in, before you leave the customer's lot. So if you have any questions about the Prime mobile app, have any issues, we got the experts over here on my right. We got Richard and Brianne. Let's see that hand, Richard. There you go. All right. Just after the meeting, stop by, ask them any questions that you may have. So, as we're getting down to the end, we got some special guests with us today. We're a trucking company, and we're not like any other trucking company. All right, we're pretty proud to invite folks in here and show them, all of this that you guys have at your disposal. What some of the great talent that we have out on the road. So I'm gonna ask Jim Guthrie and Dave Fishner to come on up, and they're gonna introduce some special guests that we have this morning. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. Thanks, Dennis. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we're honored to have one of our very best customers in with us this morning, some folks from Tropicana, and I'm going to ask Todd Powers and David Wright to come up here and join us if they can for a minute. So I'm gonna give the phone here, or give the microphone here over to David. I'm gonna let you guys kind of talk a little bit about your business and about well, here you got one now. So talk a little bit about your business and tell us about how we help you out. What are tell our drivers here about how they work for you.
Sounds right. So good morning, everyone. So my name is David Wright. I'm Director of Transportation for Tropicana for the entire North America. So I think it's more than appropriate, me being a veteran, that I ask that all veterans stand up. First and foremost, we want to recognize you.
Thank you. We really appreciate your service, David. We appreciate everybody's service here. Thank you.
So with that being said, I'm just going to go straight to the point. For those who served in the military, we operate under the model of take care of yourself, make sure you come home, make sure your battle buddy come home. So the model today was winter safety, right? So what I ask you to do, don't be a hero. There's no need to be a hero moving up orange shoes. Make sure you go home and our battle buddies go home, the motorists out there on the highway. So if you can keep that promise, again, first and foremost, safety, safety, and safety. We are very proud that you made a conscious choice to move our freight. You're moving 55% of our total U.S. freight, 55% of it. So with that being said, that's how important you are to us. So thank you very much for the invitation. Beautiful facility. Beautiful group of prime family drivers. So thank you very, very much again.
Good morning. My name is Todd Powers. I am the Regional Transportation Manager for the South. So I am based out of Bradenton and responsible for all the loads out of Bradenton and Fort Pierce. And been here for the last couple of days to see the beautiful operation that you guys have in place. And I just want to say thanks to Dave and Jim for giving us the opportunity to say thank you to you. You guys do an excellent job for us. And the two biggest things that we're always concerned about is safety, and is number one. And then number two, our customers get their juice on time. And you guys execute well on both. Every week I get a scorecard with the carrier performances, and Prime is always near the top. So thank you.
Thanks. And David, we appreciate you leading with safety. Safety is our highest calling, very important, most important. And of course, service is really critical to your business as well. Steve's not here this morning, but I know he would want me to say thank you for your business. We really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to haul that. If we're only 55%, though, I know he'd be wanting to ask about how we get to 75, maybe 80, maybe even 100. But having said that, we really appreciate your business. It means a lot to our drivers, to all of those in our company. Whenever you take the time to come in and visit us, a lot of this business is about relationships, and you guys have had a long-term relationship with us, and we really appreciate that and appreciate your business.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you. Okay, so we have Robert and Steve are both gone this morning, so I have the responsibility to wrap up our meeting here. I want to point out the red that you see around here. Remember everyone deployed, talking about our veterans, talking about recognizing and appreciate those folks that have served in the armed forces and served our country. That's why we wear red on Fridays, to honor those and remember everybody that's deployed. Excuse me. So, a couple things I'd say. We talked about safety is obviously our highest calling, very important. As Steve always says, we can never raise rates high enough to cover the cost of an accident or a rollover. We're getting into the winter months here pretty soon. So just, start to get prepared and have good plans in advance. Think about where you're going, what you're doing. If you need some additional experience, maybe consider staying on that training for a little bit longer. We've got lots and lots of support. So, definitely ask questions and get plans in place to run through the winter safely. Another key area to focus on for us all is service. We've got some customers where your fleet manager, I see some new drivers here, and we appreciate and welcome these new drivers that are here. And I'm sure we've got some folks that have been here quite some time, and they would all tell you, the folks that have been here a while, that it's pretty counterintuitive to say that you can't deliver early, because most customers want the product as soon as they can possibly get it, even if it is early. But now there are some customers where they're finding some of our customer shipper partners, whenever deliveries are made before the due date or delivered early. So your fleet manager may be talking to you a little bit about not delivering some shipments early. So that's what that's all about. That's a component of service now. It's kind of a new thing that's come along here the last year or two. So, keep that in mind. If you have one of those shipments where you're asked not to deliver early, 1 minute can be the difference between several $1,000s of fines to a customer. So, there's some of that we just have to learn what the rules are and provide the best level of service to our customers, and then we'll continue to get those volumes. We'll continue to get the good rates, and that's how we're going to win going forward. So. Robert always says, and this is what he demands of all of our in-house associates, is we owe you, number one, respect for what you do each day, and appreciation for what you do each day. And we owe you the opportunity to improve your health and wellness. You see all the support that we've got around, all the resources that we have available to you for improving your health and wellness. And this is a really difficult and strenuous career that you're embarking upon, or that you've chosen. And so that's our responsibility, is to offer you lots of support in recognition of how you can be healthy and stay well out on the road. And finally, we owe you money, financial support, and the ability to make a good living. So that's what our commitment is to you. We're gonna work hard to help you be successful in all those areas. We're gonna respect you, and that's how we operate here at Prime. And we welcome you. We welcome the new drivers, and we appreciate the folks that have been here. So, having said that, I'm gonna close this out today. Appreciate what you all do. Everybody, please be safe, and God bless. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, don't forget, we got a bunch of free stuff up here. Come on, bud.